The islands of St. Lucia and Dominica are part of the Windward Islands, based in the English-speaking East Caribbean. Each year, this area is prone to hurricanes and tropical storms. In August of 2007, Hurricane Dean swept through the region. It killed 3 people on the islands and devastated up to 95% of the island's crops. Then Oxfam sent an emergency assessment team which decided that the recovery program would centre on the island's farming sector. With the support of ECHO, the European Commission for Humanitarian Aid, and DFID, the UK Department for International Development, Oxfam was able to start the Hurricane Dean Emergency Recovery Program in September 2007. Both islands rely on their banana exports as their main cash crop. The banana farmers rely totally on their banana crops for their income. In a good year, they earn an average of under $4,500 per annum. After Hurricane Dean, most banana farms were wiped out and had to start from scratch. Lee and Clement Nation are a father and son team of banana farmers in Dominica. They explain how Hurricane Dean affected them.
We had a lot of work to do. We had to replant because we had no bananas at the time. To sell, nothing.
Yeah, we had to replant completely. All the farm, we had to go back and renovate the whole farm.
Renovating a farm means that these farmers start from scratch to recover their plantations. From planting stage, it takes 9 months for the banana trees to bear fruit, so banana farmers like Lee and Clement would not see any income for 9 months during the recovery stage. Realising the need for intensive external support, WINFA, the Windward Islands Farmers Association, approached Oxfam.
We started discussing with WINFA, and then we thought, well, the ones who are really on the ground, who really know the farms, who are the farmers, are the fair trade organizations. So the most effective and efficient way is to get them aboard and work very closely with them. And we do some parts, they do other parts, and together we can make this work.
Fair trade organisations work at the local level on behalf of their member farmers to train the farmers in sustainable farming practices and to ensure a fair trade market. The fair trade market ensures better prices, decent working conditions, local sustainability and fair terms of trade for farmers and workers in the developing world. Companies are required to pay a sustainable price to the farmers for their produce and a sustainable wage to the workers for their labour. Both Dominica and St. Lucia have active fair trade organisations which became Oxfam's local implementing partners. Their offices explain key components.
One of the objectives is to bridge the financial gap that exists because of the damage caused by the hurricane, to assist in food security. What Oxfam have done is they have provided assistance to the farmers in the form of a cash forward program where the farmer is assisted in maintaining 1 acre of bananas and paid $300 a month. And that is going down very well. The farmers do appreciate that, and that have assisted the farmers a long way.
As part of the Oxfam Hurricane Dean Emergency Recovery Program, the island's fair trade organisations also trained the farmers in diversification. That means training banana farmers in vegetable farming so that they can diversify their crops and earn an income while the banana plants are growing. This strategy of diversification also helps make farmers less vulnerable in the future.
Each receive a production kit. The production kit comprised of vegetable seeds, which includes cabbages, carrots, potatoes, crops which the farmer could plant immediately so that he could get within a month and a half to 3 months money back, cash back in his hands, and food. Most importantly, food on the family's table.
Food security is the ability of a country to feed itself. When Hurricane Dean swept through the East Caribbean in August of 2007, the islands of St. Lucia and Dominica could not produce enough food to feed their own communities. This is why Oxfam, with the support of ECHO, the European Commission for Humanitarian Aid, and DFID, the UK Department for International Development, was able to extend its Hurricane Dean Emergency Recovery Program to help the non-banana farmers recover from the hurricane damage. On both islands, most non-banana farmers are women.
We visited the various persons, the various farmers who were affected, and the farmers themselves. told us what their needs were, what would assist them in getting back to production, and of course with the assistance of EU and Oxfam, we were able to supply them with seeds, mainly vegetable seeds and inputs, fertilizers and pesticides, which are really short-term crops which would assist them to bring food on the table immediately, say within 3 months, or within, say, for example, 8 weeks, and the excess they will be able to sell so that they can get some money. We were aware too that they would not have income to get laborers or persons to assist them on the farm. So there was a sum of money, 500 in the first instance within the 3 months.
These are some of the women farmers from Mon Prospe. Mon Prospe is an area in Dominica famous for its vegetables. These farmers have to trek 30 minutes to their vegetable gardens each day along a narrow track. They don't even have a wheelbarrow to transport their produce from the farms to the village.
After Hurricane Dean, the things that we had on this plot, like let's say we had carrots sown, it washed away, the seasoning, everything washed out. But there are some things that stayed, you know. And then we got some assistance from Oxfam Echo that helped us a lot. So we could pay our workers and buy seeds, you know, and then restart. So right now we harvesting steady.
On the other side of Dominica, another female farmer struggled to recover from the hurricane. She and her husband had started their farm from nothing 20 years ago. Within 2 days, they had lost everything.
You know, it's like starting all over again. So that's why I say I was kind of depressed.
With materials and support provided by Oxfam and ECHO, Rose is rebuilding her farm.
I didn't have a choice than to just do something to continue back to be on my feet again.
Her husband made a makeshift greenhouse so she can cultivate her seeds, and Rose has diversified into growing flowers to bring in extra income.
We also realized that after the hurricane, what we have lost, we may not regain about 100%. We have to believe in our ability to bounce back, and we all have that ability. Most of our income comes from agriculture, and this income would no longer be there. You can imagine on a small scale at the level of the family how it's going to affect the family, how it's going to affect the communities, and by extension, the country.
Vincentia Fatal, a non-banana farmer in St. Lucia, belongs to a cooperative, which is a pilot for Oxfam's Market Access Initiative. This means that unlike the banana farmers in Dominica, her entire income does not rely on her selling her produce at the market herself.
Big problem in St. Lucia where we import a lot. Almost everything is being imported.
Out of the program which focused on non-banana farmers, we have strengthened women farmers organization. We never had this before. So that is really a plus coming out of this program. And what we are seeing is that they are already talking cooperative, and they may be talking further market access.
In St. Lucia, the women farmers also gathered to celebrate.
Women, don't depend on men, do something for yourself. So I feel like doing something for